All right. So today's topic, today being Tuesday, today's topic is going to be a couple of different things. First and foremost, it's going to be uh, an outsider's view of the video game industry. Um, and secondly, it's going to be a little mini rant on math. I'll actually start with the second topic that I mentioned first, math. Currently, I'm in school, going to college. Yay me. Studying for network technologies. May change it down the road, but right now that's what I'm going for. It's what interests me. I love computers, love working on them, love building them. I think I've said that before. But anyway, so math. I've been in the workforce since the age of 16. I'm 37 now, going to be 38 this year. So I've got some experience in the workforce and can quite honestly say the level of math that I'm required to have to get the degree that I'm getting, I really don't think will be useful. With this little caveat that I'd like to add, if I was to change my degree and decide to go a different pathway with it, yes, I could see where the math would come in handy. However, teachers always say, oh, you're going to need this in your life. You're going to use this every day. Well, they're lying to you. You don't use it every day. The majority of what we use is simple as addition and subtraction. If you want to take it one step further, multiplication and division. But that's just my little rant. I don't get it. I don't get the need, unless you are going into a specified field. If you're going to be an engineer, if you're going to be an accountant, if you're going to be a doctor, even then doctors, I don't know what they need, but I just know that they need, the CCs, they need the more of the metric breakdown of stuff, which we don't do in this country as is. So I would like to say that, while I do appreciate what I'm getting taught, and it's making me think and making me use my brain, I appreciate that aspect of it, but I just don't think that, I really need it. So that's my little rant on math. Math sucks. You ask anybody, most of them, unless they're a closet math teacher or a math teacher, most everybody else will say math sucks. They hate it. So back to, or onto the other topic that I had mentioned prior, was the video game industry, an outsider's viewpoint. In a few days, I think it's second week of June, we have E3 coming up in Los Angeles, E3 Entertainment Expo, where a lot of the video game industry gets together and displays what they're going to be coming out with, whether it be systems, games, whatever the case may be. It's a good starting point for them to show off their wares. Now, this is, from my understanding, if I remember reading correctly, is a media event for the most part, which, I can't recall too many, hey, you're a video gamer, come on down and enjoy this stuff type, events that the video game industry puts on, or these companies put on. But, and that just goes to show you that all they really care about are fluff pieces. Talk about our games so we can try and sell more and make more money, so we can produce sequels to them and make even more money and to the mindless clones and slaves that are our customers. I digress. So I was reading an article this morning about Zynga, however the hell you pronounce it, the one that's associated with Facebook, shuttering like 5 studios, letting these people go. And you've heard a lot of it. THQ went under. Disney shut down all their interactive studios, I think, except for maybe the one that's working on their Infinity game. EA laid off a bunch of people. So I mean, it's across the board, across the industry. Now, my personal take on it, and this is just my take, is that it boils down to 3 things. First being management. They do not manage, not necessarily the company, but what video games are. Okay, video games are a release for people that play them. They're a way for them to escape real life and have a little bit of fun. And I think that the video game companies look at it as these are just items to be put out to make money off of. Which leads me to my second thing. Quality. They do not put out quality items. It's a lot of it is rehash. A lot of it is, kind of like they've been saying it about Hollywood. There's no original storylines left, and those that are original or have some originality to them, even though they may borrow from something, those are generally delegated down to your quote unquote indie titles, which don't get me started on indie titles. Don't get me started on indie titles. Ugh. But anyway, so mismanagement by the game industry, not knowing really what it is that what their target audience really wants, and then in turn, CEOs making millions upon millions of dollars for what really, when the actual people that are doing the hard work are the engineers and the developers and the people actually creating the content. Whereas, a CEO, whatever, COO, CFO, they all just answer to the board. So there's one whole level of the video game industry that could just be, cut off. Think of it as, if you would, a multi-headed hydra in a video game. Take off one of the heads, therefore you only got two to deal with. So originality, go back to that. It's just, I think the creative process is kind of not as unique as it used to be. Ever since we've developed better technologies through the internet, and the computers getting more and more advanced, and just stuff of that nature. I think that people's creativity has escaped them, myself included. I'm not the most creative guy out there. I'm doing a video blog that 10 million other people have probably done, and probably on the same topic. But anyway, that's I think the creative juices are just slowly fading away from this world. And lastly, I'd like to say that I think consumers that realize they're getting the shaft. You know, $60 for a game. For example, Tomb Raider. When it was released, $60. PS3, Xbox 360. I think it was $50 on the PC. Today, June 4th, I think it is. Something like that. June 4th, 2013. Less than 2.5 months later, you can buy the game on GameFly for download for $16. Really? I mean, couldn't you wait a little bit longer? Or do they not realize that they might actually, I don't know, here's a freakish thought, that they might actually make more money if they released a product at a cheaper price point. One of the games I really enjoyed this past year, it came out, I think it was towards the end of last year, Torchlight 2. $20. That's what it cost when it was released. $20. Great game. Really in depth. Really much longer than the first one. Good replay value. So I mean, they're obviously doing something right where they can release a game at $20, still make pretty decent profit off of it. So why can't all these other big guys? Oh, wait. I think I got it. It goes back to number one, management. When you have all these huge salaries that you have to pay everybody, and by everybody, I'm not including the creators of the actual game, the people that do the coding, the animation, and all that stuff, but the heads at the top. When you have to pay their millions upon millions of dollars in salaries, you have to pass that cost on to a consumer. Now, I just don't get it. I would think if you know that there are a certain number of, say, Xbox systems and PlayStation systems out there, I forget what the last number was. Xbox has a ton more than PlayStation, but both quality systems in their own right. Not necessarily quality of parts, but quality of the gaming that's on them. Let's just say, throw a figure out there, 5 million, which I know it's more than that, but if you released a game and there's 5 million systems out there combined, so actually from both of them, so 10 million combined, and you released a game at $60 and you sell 1.2 million copies on each system, 2.4 million total, you're reaching a quarter, roughly, of what you could if you released the game at a cheaper price point and sold more copies. That's just me. I know I'm getting too in depth in the numbers and all that, and that's not me. I'm not a numbers guy. I never will be. I'm meat and potatoes, yes or no. Very little gray area. So I think the video game industry needs to really take a look back at where it started and what got them to where they are, and maybe, I don't know, be more consumer friendly and not stockholder friendly. So, but that's my take on it. You got any comments? Put them down there. Subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want, please. And I'll chat at you next time. Until then, peace.